Hello students, myself Bhupinder Kaur, lecturer biology from Government Model Senior Secondary School, Phase 3B1 Mohali. Dear students, we are doing our third chapter, that is human reproduction, and today we will be concluding this chapter by doing some last topics which are left, that is fertilization. Students, we all know that whenever a male gamete fuses with female gamete, it forms zygote, and this zygote, it forms the future embryo. So we will be doing what are the various stages of embryogenesis, placenta formation, parturition and lactation. So students, let's start it.
So students, let us start the topic fertilization and embryo development. Students, we all know that fertilization is the fusion of the male gamete, that is the sperm, with the egg, that is ovum. And the site of fertilization is the ampulla isthmic junction of the fallopian tube. Sperms, they are released into the female's vagina close to the cervix part, and from this part they will move into the fallopian tube through the uterus. Now the movement of these sperms, that is partly by their own efforts and partly by the contractions of the uterine muscles. Meanwhile, students, the egg that is also released by the ovary, and this egg is catched by the infundibulum region of the fallopian tube, and from here the egg, it will also reach into the ampulla isthmic junction of the fallopian tube. Students, we all know that the egg is released at the 14th day of the menstrual cycle, and it is released at which stage? It is released at secondary oocyte stage. So the egg at secondary oocyte stage is waiting for the arrival of the sperms. So once the sperm, it arrives into the fallopian tube, both the male and female gamete, they will fuse with one another, and this process of fusion of male and female gamete, this is known as fertilization. Now students, before discussing the physical and chemical events of fertilization in detail, we must know the structure of the sperm and the egg. Students, we all know that the egg, that is covered by many protective coverings like zona pellucida and corona radiata. The cells of corona radiata, they are glued with one another with the help of a mucopolysaccharide known as hyaluronic acid. And the sperm, it is also differentiated into head and tail region, and the main part of the sperm is the nucleus, because this nucleus, it contains all the genetic material which will be transferred to the next generation. But at the anterior region of this nucleus, a small cap-like structure is also present, and this small cap-like structure is known as acrosome, and this acrosome, students, plays a very important role in the process of fertilization. Students, we all know, and this we have also discussed earlier, that the acrosome, it contains many hydrolytic enzymes. And these hydrolytic enzymes, what they will do, these hydrolytic enzymes, they will dissolve the protective coverings which are surrounding the egg, so that the male gamete, the main part, the male pronucleus, it can reach up to the egg. Now, what are the various enzymes which are released by the acrosome? The first enzyme is hyaluronidase. Now, what is the function of this enzyme hyaluronidase? Hyaluronidase will dissolve the hyaluronic acid which has glued the cells of corona radiata. Students, corona radiata की cells जो हैं, they are attached with one another with the help of a glue-like substance known as hyaluronic acid. So इस hyaluronic acid को dissolve कौन करेगा? The enzyme hyaluronidase. Next, the corona radiata cells, they will be dissolved by another enzymes known as corona penetrating enzymes. So corona penetrating enzymes जो है वो corona radiata की cells को dissolve करेगा. And the third enzyme, which is also very important, that is zona lysins. The zona lysin, it will dissolve the layer zona pellucida. So when all of these layers, they will be dissolved, now the plasma membrane of the sperm, it will get attached or it will get fused with the plasma membrane of the egg. So this is a very important event which is taking place just before fertilization. Why? So that the sperm plasma membrane or the sperm, it can reach up to the egg. So in fertilization, we are going to discuss some of the very important physical and chemical events, and these physical and chemical events are acrosomal reaction and cortical reaction. And I have just discussed with you what is acrosomal reaction. Acrosomal reaction is the process by which the acrosome, which is a small cap-like structure present at the anterior end of the sperm, it releases the hydrolytic enzymes, and these hydrolytic enzymes, they will dissolve all the protective coverings which are surrounding the egg. This can be made more clear with the help of this picture, students. We can see here that this brown layer, this is the zona pellucida. So first, what is happening? The plasma membrane of the sperm, that will get attached with the receptors which are present on the zona pellucida. Zona pellucida layer के ऊपर कुछ receptors present हैं. इन receptors के साथ sperm की जो plasma membrane है, it will get attached. When it will get attached, the acrosome, it will get stimulated, and when the acrosome, it will get stimulated, what we can see in this picture, that the acrosome, it will release the hydrolytic enzymes. So all the hydrolytic enzymes like hyaluronidase, corona penetrating enzymes and zona lysins, they will be released, and what these enzymes they will do, they will start dissolving the layers which are surrounding the egg. And when all of these layers, they get dissolved, what will happen? The plasma membrane of the sperm, it will get fused with the plasma membrane of the egg. Now, once the plasma membrane of the sperm, it get fused with the plasma membrane of the egg, then the egg membrane, it will get depolarized. Very important thing, the egg membrane, it will get depolarized, and once it get depolarized, it will ensure what? It will ensure monospermy, and it will prevent polyspermy. Monospermy means so that the one egg, it can combine with only one sperm, because we know that the sperm, that the egg, actually the egg, that is surrounded by millions of sperms, but only one sperm that is able to fuse with the egg because of depolarization of the egg membrane. So when the plasma membrane of the sperm, it fuses with the plasma membrane of the egg, then the egg membrane, it get depolarized, which ensures monospermy, and it will prevent the polyspermy. Another very important reaction that is taking place at the time of fertilization, and that is cortical reaction. Now, what is this cortical reaction? Students, we all know that small cortical granules, they are present in the egg just below the plasma membrane. Now, once the plasma membrane of the sperm, it get fused with the egg, these cortical granules, they also start fusing with the plasma membrane, and they will harden the layer zona pellucida. So zona pellucida layer जो है, which is surrounding the egg, it will get hardened. So this process also ensures monospermy, and it will prevent what? It will prevent the process of polyspermy. So students, two very important reactions, they are taking place just before fertilization, that is the acrosomal reaction and the cortical reaction. The acrosomal reaction is causing the dissolution of the various layers of the egg, so that the sperm plasma membrane, it can fuse with the plasma membrane of the egg, and the cortical reaction, that is causing the hardening of the zona pellucida, so that one egg, it can fuse with one sperm only. So it ensures monospermy and it prevents polyspermy. So here in this picture we can see that when the plasma membrane of the egg, it fuses with the plasma membrane of the sperm, then the main part of the sperm structure, that is the male pronucleus, this yellow structure, it will be released into the egg. And once it is released into the egg, this male pronucleus, when it is released into the egg, this male pronucleus, it will fuse with the nucleus of this egg. And when both of the male and the female pronucleus, they will fuse with one another, they will result into the formation of a structure which is known as zygote. So the process of the fusion of the male pronucleus with the female pronucleus is known as syngamy. It is known as syngamy or amphimixis. Now students, let us start another topic, that is the embryo development. Now what is embryo development? The product of fertilization is a unicellular structure known as zygote. And this zygote will divide and it will form the future embryo. So the process of formation of embryo from this unicellular structure, the zygote, that is known as embryo development or embryogenesis. So the development of the embryo from the fertilized ovum or the zygote, this is known as embryogenesis. And there are three main stages at the time of embryogenesis. The first is cleavage and blastulation. Second process is gastrulation. And the third process is organogenesis. So what is cleavage or blastulation? Cleavage means rapid mitotic divisions. Once the zygote is formed, this zygote will undergo rapid mitotic divisions, and when the rapid mitotic divisions they occur, then the nucleus, it replicates itself before division, but the cytoplasm, it is not getting enough time to multiply itself. So what will happen? The daughter cells which are formed, they will become smaller in their size. So in the cleavage divisions, cleavage is actually rapid mitotic division. So rapidly जो zygote है, that is dividing rapidly mitotically, and the daughter blastomeres which are formed, they are in smaller size because the nucleus, that is getting the time for its replication, but the cytoplasm, that is not getting enough time for its replication. So students, जो पहला cleavage है, it will occur 30 hours after fertilization. So first cleavage जो है वो 30 hours after fertilization होगा, और zygote जो है वो divide करके 2 blastomeres it will form. Now the second cleavage division, it will take place. Second cleavage divisions takes place 60 hours after fertilization. So 2 blastomeres, they will form 4 blastomeres. Now the third cleavage, it will occur 72 hours after fertilization, and the 4-celled stage, it will get changed, or it will proceed into 8-celled stage, and now this 8-celled stage, it will again divide further, and it will result into the formation of a solid mass of cells, and this solid mass of small blastomeres is known as morula. This is known as morula. Why it is known as morula? Because it looks like mulberry. Because इसकी जो appearance है वो mulberry की तरह होती है. So morula जो है वो एक solid mass है small blastomeres का, and it is at 16 to 32 cell stage. It may contain 16 cells or it may contain 32 cells. So this 16 to 32 cell stage of solid mass of blastomeres is known as morula. Now this morula, it will proceed further to the next stage, and this next stage is known as blastula or blastocyst. Now students, when this morula is formed, then these small size cells, they are towards the outer side, and larger size cells, they are towards the inner side. Now what will happen, जो बाहर वाली smaller size cells हैं, they will start absorbing nutritive fluid from the uterus region. So once they will start absorbing nutritive fluid from the uterine region, then a fluid, it will start collecting. fluid जो है वो collect होना शुरू हो जाएगा, और जो अंदर वाली larger cells थी, they will get collected at one point. वो सारी की सारी एक point पे collect हो जाएंगी, और बाहर वाली जो smaller size cells हैं, they will form a boundary. Now students, this structure, when a cavity, solid morula जो है वो एक solid mass है blastomeres का, तो जब ये blastomeres जो हैं वो arranged हो जाएंगे और बीच में एक cavity create हो जाएगी, this cavity is known as blastocele. Now this structure will known as blastocyst or blastula. Now students, ये जो outermost cells हैं blastocyst की, they are known as trophoblast. इसको हम क्या कहते हैं, ट्रोफोब्लास्ट कहते हैं. और जो इनर लार्जर साइज सेल्स हैं, दे आर नोन एज इनर सेल मास. नाउ दिस आउटर लेयर और द ट्रोफोब्लास्ट, ये क्या करेगी, दिस विल फॉर्म एम्ब्रियोनिक मेम्ब्रेन्स एंड दिस विल फॉर्म प्लेसेंटा. एंड द एक्चुअल प्रिकर्सर ऑफ द एम्ब्रियो, जो एम्ब्रियो है वो एक्चुअली किससे फॉर्म्ड होगा, इट विल बी फॉर्म्ड फ्रॉम द इनर सेल मास. So inner cell mass जो है, which is towards the inner side of the blastocyst at one point, this is actually the precursor of the embryo. And the outermost boundary, which is the trophoblast, ये क्या कर रही है, this is forming the embryonic membranes and this is forming the placenta. Now students, after blastulation, after the formation of blastula, another structure is formed which is also very very important, that is known as gastrula. Now students, gastrula की जो formation है, that is just a rearrangement of the cells of inner cell mass. inner cell mass की जो cells हैं, ये rearrange होंगी and they will form a structure known as gastrula. And this gastrula, it contains the 3 germ layers. Students, we all are triploblastic. We human beings are triploblastic. हमारे अंदर 3 germ layers होती हैं, ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. And when these 3 germ layers, they are formed in the blastula, now this blastula will be no more known as blastula. Now it will be called as gastrula. So blastula की जब inner cell की mass की जो cells हैं, when they get rearranged, they result into the formation of the structure gastrula. और ये जो 3 germ layers हैं, they are very very important because जितने भी future organs हैं of the fetus, they are actually formed from these 3 germ layers. So students, in this way, the zygote, which is a unicellular structure, it divides and it forms a multicellular embryo, and this multicellular embryo will later on form the fetus. Another very important point, students, that the cleavage divisions which is taking place in the zygote, they are रेडियल एंड इनडिटर्मिनेट. रेडियल क्लीवेज है और इनडिटर्मिनेट है. रेडियल जो है स्टूडेंट्स, इट कैन बी मोर क्लियर विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस डायग्राम, द सेकेंड डायग्राम. स्टूडेंट्स, रेडियल क्लीवेज का मतलब ये है कि जब जाइगोट जो है और जो एम्ब्रियो है, इट इज एट 8 सेल स्टेज, तो अपर मोस्ट जो 4 सेल्स हैं, दे आर डायरेक्टली अबव. वी कैन सी इन दिस पिक्चर की जो अपर मोस्ट सेल्स हैं, 4 सेल्स हैं, दे आर डायरेक्टली अबव द लोअर 4 सेल्स. सो दिस इज नोन एज व्हाट, रेडियल क्लीवेज. और सेकेंड है इनडिटर्मिनेट. सेकेंड जो प्रॉपर्टी है क्लीवेज की, दैट इज इनडिटर्मिनेट. Now what is indeterminate? Indeterminate means each blastomere which is formed, it retains the capacity to develop into complete embryo. हर एक ब्लास्टोमियर की ये पूरी कैपेसिटी है, कैपेबिलिटी है कि वो एक कंप्लीट एम्ब्रियो की फॉर्मेशन जो है वो कर सकता है. वाई? बिकॉज इट इज़ नॉट डिफ्रेंशिएटेड येट. So cleavage divisions जो हैं, they are radial and indeterminate, and in this way students, passing through these various stages, the zygote, it will change itself into embryo. Now students, कि जैसे जैसे एम्ब्रियो की फॉर्मेशन हो रही है, वी ऑल नो कि जो फर्टिलाइजेशन है, जो फ्यूजन हुआ है मेल का विद द फीमेल गैमीट, दैट इज द एम्पुला इस्थमिक जंक्शन ऑफ द फेलोपियन ट्यूब. एंड एम्ब्रियो फॉर्मेशन जो है स्टूडेंट्स, वो स्टार्ट हो चुकी है इन दी फेलोपियन पार्ट इटसेल्फ. और जैसे जैसे एम्ब्रियो फॉर्मेशन जो है वो प्रोसीड हो रहा है फ्रॉम 2 सेल्ड 4 सेल टू 8 सेल स्टेज, वी कैन सी इन दिस पिक्चर दैट दिस एम्ब्रियो दैट इज मूविंग टूवर्ड्स द यूट्रस पार्ट, वो यूट्रस की तरफ मूव कर रहा है, बिकॉज द एक्चुअल प्लेस वेयर इट इज गोइंग टू गेट अटैच्ड, दैट इज द यूट्रस. और एक और also very important point, that this embryo that is still surrounded by the layer zona pellucida. Zona pellucida ने अब तक जो है वो embryo को cover करके रखा हुआ है. Why it has covered the embryo? Because जो blastomeres होती हैं, which are the resulting cells of the cleavage, they are very sticky, और वो किसी भी point पे जाके attach कर सकती हैं. सो जो जोना पेलुसिडा है वो ब्लास्टोमियर की स्टिकी सेल्स को कवर करके रखता है, सो दैट ये जो ब्लास्टुला है इट गेट अटैच्ड एट द राइट प्लेस, एंड द राइट प्लेस इज द यूट्रस, नॉट द फेलोपियन ट्यूब. सो फेलोपियन ट्यूब में जो जोना पेलुसिडा है, इट हैज़ कवर्ड द ब्लास्टुला, सो दैट दिस ब्लास्टुला और द ब्लास्टोसिस्ट इट गेट मूव्स टू द करेक्ट प्लेस, and the correct place is the uterus where it will get attach itself. So this process of attachment of the blastocyst or blastula to the uterine wall, that is known as implantation. So what is implantation? Implantation is the attachment of the blastula or the blastocyst to the uterine wall. So once देखो स्टूडेंट्स, एक बारी जब ब्लास्टुला जो है वो अपनी करेक्ट प्लेस यूट्रस तक रीच कर जाएगा, नाउ द जोना पेलुसिडा इट विल गेट डिसॉल्व, सो दैट द ब्लास्टुला it gets attached at the right place, that is to the uterine wall. और implantation जो है students, that is taking place at 7 days after the process of fertilization. And at the type of implantation we can see in this picture that the blastula it gets deeply buried into the endometrium of the uterus. So at the time of implantation, the blastula or the blastocyst it gets deeply buried into the endometrium of the uterus, because ultimately उसको nutrition जो है और जो development है fetus का, that is going to take place in the uterus itself. Now what is placenta? Placenta जो है students, that is a structural and functional unit between the fetus and the maternal blood. We all know students that this embryo that is covered by some embryonic membranes which are going to protect itself, and there are 4 embryonic membranes जो कि placenta को cover करके रखती हैं. One is chorion, second is amnion, third is yolk sac, and fourth one is the allantois. And the very important embryonic membrane which forms the placenta, that is this chorion. We can see in this picture also students कि ये जो chorion है इसने पूरी तरीके से fetus को जो है वो covered करके रखा हुआ है, and this chorion it forms many small finger-like projections. These finger-like projections they are known as chorionic villi. And these chorionic villi they are interdigitated into the uterine tissue to form a connection, and this connection is known as what? Placenta. Human placenta जो है students, that is hemochorial. Human placenta is hemochorial. What is hemochorial? What is the meaning of the word heme? Heme means blood, and chorial word is derived from the word chorion. In case of human placenta, the chorion, which is the fittest part of the placenta, that is actually bathing in the maternal blood. Heme part, heme means blood. So this is known as hemochorial. The chorion, which is the fetal part of the placenta, that is actually bathing in the maternal blood. So this is the meaning of the term hemochorial. Now, what is the functions of the placenta, students? This placenta, it is acting as a barrier between the fetus and the mother. All the nutrients and the oxygen, they are moving from the mother to the fetus through this placenta only. Similarly, the waste materials which are generated within the fetus body, like carbon dioxide and excretory waste, they are moving from the fetus to the mother through this placenta only. Besides this, students, the placenta, it acts as a very important endocrine gland. It secretes many hormones like HCG, human chorionic gonadotrophin, human placental lactogen, oestrogens, progesterone, and the hormone relaxin. Now the next topic is parturition. What is parturition? Parturition is the process of the delivery of the fetus. And the parturition process, that is induced by a very complex neuroendocrine mechanism. Actually जो signals हैं parturition के वो originate होते हैं from the fetus itself. The fetus body, it secretes from its adrenal gland some hormones, और ये hormones जो हैं वो maternal body को stimulate करते हैं that it starts producing another very important hormone which is known as oxytocin. And this oxytocin hormone, it causes strong uterine muscles contractions which will help in the delivery of the baby. Actually the parturition process, that is divided into 3 stages. पहली स्टेज में स्टूडेंट्स जो ऑक्सीटोसिन हार्मोन है विच इज़ रिलीज्ड बाय द पोस्टीरियर लोब ऑफ द पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड ऑफ द मदर, इट इज़ कॉजिंग स्ट्रॉन्ग यूट्राइन कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस. और स्ट्रॉन्ग यूट्राइन कॉन्ट्रैक्शन से होगा क्या कि जो एमनियोटिक सैक है विच इज़ कवरिंग द फिटस, इट विल गेट रप्चर्ड. ये ल्यूब्रिकेट करेगा पाथ को सो दैट द डिलीवरी ऑफ द बेबी इट गेट्स ईजी. Along with the oxytocin hormone, students, another very important hormone that is released which is known as relaxin. This relaxin hormone, it relaxes the ligaments of the pelvic girdle for the easy birth of the child. Immediately after the delivery of the baby, what happens? The uterus, it starts contracting, it starts shrinking itself. When it starts shrinking itself, then students, the placenta and the umbilical cord, it will get detached with the uterus and it will also come out. And this placenta or the umbilical cord and the various embryonic membranes which are coming after the birth of the child, they are known as afterbirth. Now the last topic is lactation. What is lactation, students? The process by which the milk is produced by the mammary glands towards the end of pregnancy, that is known as lactation. And the lactation process, it involves 2 phases. First is milk secretion and second is milk ejection. Now what are the various hormones which are controlling lactation? First hormone is prolactin hormone. Prolactin hormone is causing the secretion and storage of milk by the mammary glands. And the second very important hormone, oxytocin, that is actually causing the release of the milk. So the lactation, which is the process of release of milk by the mammary glands at the end of pregnancy, is under the control of 2 hormones. One is prolactin and another is oxytocin. And the milk which is produced during the initial few stages of lactation, that is known as colostrum. This colostrum is very much rich in proteins like lactoprotein, lactalbumin, and it also contains several antibodies like IgA. This antibody, it is present in the colostrum, which is essential for the newborn babies to fight against the infection. So students, today we have discussed very important topics of human reproduction, and by doing these topics, ultimately we are completing this chapter also. I hope these topics, they are very well clear to you. So thank you to all.